Hello everyone. So you might have watched the last video which was on NST, and the video was mainly voiced over by AI. I hope you liked it. Uh, it was an attempt to test one of the video ideas. Yeah, so I'll be checking the analytics on it, and based on how it looks like, I'll be either increasing the frequency of such videos or won't upload such videos at all. Yeah, but for now, there is an update on this channel. So from now onwards, I'll be making short form content, which is mainly 10 to 15 minutes long, max to max 20 minutes. Yeah, covering one topic per day. That's it. And there is a main reason for that. One is because I've realized that experimenting something like this just before the exams is not really a good idea. So one thing is this creating long form wherein I sit and just study and take breaks and all that, or even 1 hour videos wherein I just have 1 hour of like proper study session. Like though it is though I can timestamp the videos or things like that, but overall it is not a really great experience on my side and even for the viewer, for the audience. So from my side, it is like by the time I reach 30 or 40% of the recording time, I'll be really meaning I won't be in the like fresh mode. But in this particular case, if it is like 10 or 15 minutes, it would be much more easier to create and teach properly. And another thing is, for the audience, it is like the moment you see an hour or 4 hours of video, and even if you are coming from the notes, like on this particular website you have the notes, right? So just before you read, you have the answer explanation. So even if you come from that, by the time you come to the video and look at the length of the video, you'll be like what is going on, and you don't even feel like going through it. So overall, I feel, even based on the other people's reviews, I feel it is the best if I go with short form, one topic per video every day. So that would be the best, even considering the fact that I have exams coming up, and focusing just on reading by myself, learning by myself would be the best strategy. And even if I do it online, the time it takes to go through the subject matter, it is much longer, because I'm using my words and opening my mouth and making sure that I am audible and all those things, and also additional things, rather than just focusing on the text at hand. So even that makes it much better to do short form. So that was the update for now, and currently we are starting with a new topic, which is BPP. I won't be going through NST again because a part of it is covered over here, but if you want to go through it, the text by itself is really nice, but if you want the video form, there is the previous video that I have uploaded. And another thing you might have noticed, this one is on, the camera is on. The reason being, in case of short form content, meaning 10 to 15 minutes, it doesn't take so much of computing power, and the video doesn't lag or anything, and it is very easy to export, and I can edit it too. So considering that, I think it would be better if I include the video, and for better non-verbal communication between the audience. Yeah, so the topic, the fetal BPP, the fetal biophysical profile. So biophysical, you might know or you might not know. Biophysics in general, it is related with physiology. So in many places, rather than calling it physiological process, they call it a biophysical process. Biophysics, physiology equals biophysics. So in this particular case, it is a prenatal ultrasound evaluation designed to assess the fetal well-being and predict the risk of fetal asphyxia. So fetal well-being, so how well the fetus is in the womb, and predict the risk of asphyxia. Asphyxia, as you might all know from forensic medicine, it is like inability of the this thing. You have Yeah, the oxygen is not being transported properly, so that is what it means. So it risk of that particular issue. It combines several parameters to monitor fetal health and reduce the risk of stillbirth and perinatal mortality. So stillbirth, as you all know, the baby is dead in the womb, and perinatal mortality. So during the delivery process, if some issues pop up and the baby dies. So various parameters are used to monitor that particular aspect. So what are the components? So biophysical profile. So looking at the word profile meaning it contains, like if it is your profile, it would contain your name, age, sex, other demographic details. In this particular case, what does biophysical profile contain? So what do you want to know about this particular profile? So in this case, we have these terms. First one is NST, we have already gone through it. Second one is fetal breathing movements. Third one is gross body movements. Next one is fetal muscle tone, and then amniotic fluid volume. So first one, non-stress test, NST. So for before going over there is this point system, and the best case scenario it is 2, and meaning normal is 2 and the abnormal is 0. And in non-stress test, normal equals 2 points, reactive NST with at least 2 acceleration of FHR, fetal heart rate greater than 15 beats per minute, lasting for greater than 15 seconds in 20-minute period. So this is the meaning of reactive. So it is a reactive NST, 15 beats per minute, lasting for 15 seconds in a 20-minute period. And abnormal is 0 points, non-reactive NST, absence of acceleration including potential fetal distress, indicating, not including, indicating potential fetal distress. So that is abnormal. Next, coming to fetal breathing movements, normal is 2 points and abnormal is 0 points at least one episode of rhythmic fetal breathing lasting for greater than 30 seconds within 30 minutes. So breathing for 30 seconds of rhythmic breathing, not just normal breathing, rhythmic fetal breathing lasting for 30 seconds within 30 minutes and one episode of that. But if there are no episodes like that, or insufficient duration of breathing movements, it suggests 0 points, it shows 0 points. Next is gross body movements, normal is 0 points, normal is 2 points and abnormal is 0 points. So 3 or more discrete body or limb movements within 30 minutes. So discrete body and limb movements, so any movement, just movement, so that is gross. Next one is abnormal, which is fewer than 3 movements, so 3 or less, fewer than 3. Next one is fetal muscle tone. So muscle tone, passive resistance to passive movement. So normal 2 points, at least one episode of active extension with return to flexion. So active extension, return to flexion. So this is 2 points. But if it is absence of movement or slow incomplete movement, so absence or slow or incomplete movements, it is 0 points. Next, coming to amniotic fluid volume. So even here it is the same. In case of normal, at least one pocket of amniotic fluid measuring greater than or equal to 2 perpendicular planes. So there are perpendicular planes in case of amniotic sac, and there needs to be at least one pocket of amniotic fluid measuring greater than this number, greater than 2 centimeters. So in 2 perpendicular planes. Abnormal 0 points, absence or decreased volume of amniotic fluid indicating possible placental insufficiency. So placental insufficiency, not enough blood coming there, leading to decrease of amniotic fluid. Now coming to scoring and interpretation. So we have the scores here, 2.0 points for all these 5. So 2 into 5 gives a maximum of 10 points and a minimum of 0. So in case of 8 to 10, it is normal with low risk of fetal asphyxia, repeat testing weekly or as indicated. 6, suspicious possible chronic asphyxia. So in this particular case, if it is greater than 36 weeks, consider delivery. If less than 36 weeks, retest in 4 to 6 hours. 4, abnormal, high risk of chronic asphyxia. and if greater than 36 weeks, deliver. If less than 32 weeks, retest in 4 to 6 hours. So, what if it is between 36 to 32? In that particular case, I will let you know in the comments. 0 to 2, strongly abnormal, or in case this thing has some typo, I will make sure this is corrected. Yeah, 0 to 2, strongly abnormal, high risk of asphyxia, immediate delivery regardless of gestational age. So, 0 to 2, immediate delivery regardless of gestational age. Over here it was greater than 36 weeks, it was delivery, but in this particular case it is delivery, does not matter what the gestational age is. Strongly abnormal, high risk of fetal asphyxia. Next, coming to modified biophysical profile. So, we have seen what biophysical profile is, consisting of 5 parameters, but in this particular case there are 2, non-stress test and amniotic fluid index. If either the NST is non-reactive or AFI, amniotic fluid index, less than 5 centimeters, the test is considered abnormal, necessitating further evaluation or intervention. So, before going there, we need to know what AFI is, but let us check if it is here. It is, I doubt it is mentioned here. So, AFI, amniotic fluid index, meaning possibly it would be nice if I include this as one of the questions, because it was asked previously, but it was not repeated enough number of times for me to feel the need to add over there. It is a quantitative measure of amniotic fluid in pregnant uterus assessed via ultrasound. It helps evaluate fetal well-being and detect conditions like oligohydramnios, polyhydramnios. So, basically just checking the fluid volume. So, just how much of fluid volume is there. So, uterus divided into 4 quadrants. The deepest vertical pocket of amniotic fluid in each quadrant is measured in centimeters. So, deepest is measured in one dimension. The sum of these 4 measurements, meaning 4 quadrants are there, right, and the deepest vertical pocket of amniotic fluid in each quadrant is measured. So, yeah, so after dividing the deepest quadrant, all the 4 quadrants, the deepest one is measured, and the sum of these 4 gives the AFI value. Okay. So, normal is 5 to 25, less than 5 is oligo, greater than 25, less than 5 is oligo, greater than 25 is poly. Indications of BPP. It is highly valuable in high risk pregnancies, including non-reactive NST, maternal conditions like these, decreased fetal movements, post-term pregnancy and IUGR. So, all of these were the indications of NST. Now, in this particular case, when you do the AFI along with that, AFI and NST, yeah. So, in that particular, NST, wait a second, yeah, all these are done when this one is bad, or the thing that is the indication of this. So, these are the things which are indications of NST itself. So, in that particular case also you do the BPP, biophysical profile, fetal asphyxia, right, we are checking for that, and fetal well-being. Doppler ultrasound. So, why is it used? Doppler ultrasound evaluates blood flow in umbilical artery and other fetal vessels, providing further insight into the fetal well-being. So, what are the other fetal vessels? So, first is umbilical arteries. We will go each of them one by one. So, first umbilical artery itself, which is the one that is bringing the blood to the fetus. So, normal forward diastolic flow, abnormal reduced absent or reversed end diastolic flow, indicating placental insufficiency, meaning less of oxygenated blood. Next, coming to MC artery Doppler. So, abnormal decreased diastolic velocity, suggesting fetal hypoxia and brain sparing effect. So, let us check this out, even though it is easy to remember, but it is better if we MCA Doppler. Let us try to understand it, because this seems little bit interesting, the second part especially. Anemia MCA, yeah, it indicates increased resistance in cerebral circulation, which can be a sign of fetal hypoxia, brain sparing effect. When the fetus experiences hypoxia placental insufficient, blood flow is redistributed to vital organs, particularly brain, heart and adrenal glands. This leads to increased blood flow with reduced diastolic activity, suggesting high vascular resistance, which is a compensatory mechanism to preserve brain oxygenation. Alright. Okay, so in case of less of oxygen, more of blood is diverted into these regions, these three, and because of that, that itself is the brain sparing effect. You spare the brain of hypoxic effects when there is hypoxia going on, meaning placental insufficiency that's happening. Yeah, ductus venosus Doppler. So ductus venosus is the blood that is coming out from the fetus back into the inferior vena cava. So ductus venosus, you can see over here, this is the placenta, and the blood moves over here, what is it, umbilical vein, and it goes through this, and this is the ductus venosus. So the ductus venosus is carrying the deoxygenated blood into the inferior vena cava so that it is properly emptied into the maternal heart. Yeah, so it is absent or reversed A wave, indicating fetal cardiac compromise. So that is one thing, and last one is fetal vein Doppler. So fetus ductus arteriovenosus, like this thing joined this, so umbilical vein Doppler, abnormal pulsatile flow suggestive of fetal acidosis. So with this we come to end of this. Next, coming to clinical significance. Yes, we missed that. BPP is a reliable non-invasive method for evaluating fetal health and guiding timely interventions to reduce perinatal mortality and morbidity. It is a false negative. Its false negative rate is exceptionally low, meaning false negative meaning false negative. So true negative, yeah, true negative is baby doesn't have it and test shows negative, but false negative meaning baby has it but the test shows negative. That is not happening here. So baby, in case baby is actually in distress but the test shows positive, that never happens, meaning this is meaning overall false negative FN. Okay, simplified. It is exceptional, making it highly predictive test in prenatal care. Normal BPP reassurance of fetal well-being. Abnormal BPP indicates potential fetal compromise and necessitates prompt management, including possible delivery. So we have seen in this particular chart when we need to deliver the baby. So in the last case we need to, and in greater than these weeks. I'll just check this out and update you in the comments. Yeah, its false negative rate is exceptional. We just check this false negative, because false negative, true negative, yeah, we know what that is. False negative meaning just it is like just a bit of maths logic. Test incorrectly indicate that the condition is absent when it is actually present. Yes, so in this particular case fetal distress is present but the test shows the opposite. Test shows it is not there, which is bad, right? Because if he is actually in distress, we need to save him. Yeah, so with this we come to the end of this discussion. So let's go over it over again. So components of BPP: non-stress test, fetal breathing movements, gross body movements, fetal muscle tone, AFV, amniotic fluid volume. Then there are different scores: 8 to 10, 6 and 4, then 0 to 2. Modified BPP, that is non-stress test and amniotic fluid index, which is simpler. Next, coming to indications. So we have seen what AFI also means. Indications of BPP: non-reactive. These are all the indications of NST itself. And then Doppler ultrasound in fetal assessment. There are different Dopplers that could be, different vessels that could be checked, and the main one is umbilical artery, and these are the fetal vessels. Yeah. Then clinical significance. We know why it is such useful tool, and then overall, yeah, we are done with this. So with this we end the discussion on fetal BPP. And how much time has it taken? Yeah, almost 20 minutes, including my earlier speech, which took quite some time. So within 10 seconds I need to close this, so that otherwise it will exceed the time limit. Okay, then bye bye.